All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, this is just a mid month, like we are officially halfway through July. And when I reached out to all of you guys on the first of this month, I asked you what your goals are. I asked you where you wanted to be, what rank you wanted to be at, what you wanted to achieve this month. And all of you guys had very specific goals. So, I just want to kind of like use this as a pump up and also as accountability. Like, where are you at? Are you closer to the goal that you set out for yourself on the first? Are you closer today? Or are you in the same exact position as you were on the first? And then let's talk about like what we can do to change that and to just ramp it up. We still have 2 full weeks, and a lot can happen in 2 weeks. So don't get down on yourself if you are in the same spot as you were on the first. This Zoom is not meant to be like a beat down. It's more so meant to be inspiring and get us all super pumped up to push forward and reach the goal that we set in front of us. So what I want us to do is, I hope everyone got a pen and a paper, and I just want you to write down, maybe you first need to write down a reminder of like what that goal is. Write it down on top of your paper, nice and big. If it's ruby, write down ruby. If it's emerald, write down emerald. If it's diamond, write down diamond. And I think that's everybody on here. Those 3 ranks are what we're pushing for. So write it down nice and big. That's the first thing I want on your piece of paper, is what that rank is that you're pushing for. And then I want you to kind of just jot down, and I'm not talking like exact numbers here, but just kind of write down like, what do you still need for that rank, or for that, for that rank? What do you still need? If you're going for Ruby and you only have 2 distributors, then you need another distributor. You need volume. Okay, so write these things down that you need. And it might be like a general thing, or maybe you specifically know. If you know, then you're on it, and I love you. If you're like, I need 1,000 in volume, then amen, sister. Like, I'm glad that you're so on top of your chart that you know that. That's like my ideal distributor, the one that knows how to chart herself and knows exactly what she needs. I'm a little like type A, where I'm like, I'm going to go chart everything for you, and I'll be right back, and then I'll show you what your chart is. But like, it makes my heart so happy when you girls come to me and you're like, all right, so I did my chart. Here it is. This is what I need. I'm like, oh, I love you. So write down exactly what you need. Like I said, maybe it's very specific, maybe it's more general. Either way, doesn't matter. I just want you to have an idea of where you're going these next 2 weeks. And now, if it's distributors that you still need, Sammy, I just saw you yawn. Am I that boring to you? No, I'm just kidding. Everyone's allowed to yawn, by the way. But if it's distributors that you guys need, I want you to write DTs on your paper and then a line underneath it. And then I want you guys to take just a couple of seconds to write down at least 10 attributes of what you want these distributors to be. So maybe it's like, I want distributors who are super motivated. I want distributors who have a vision. I want distributors who like to work, like to put the work in. I want distributors who are self-starters. I want distributors who I want distributors who like to have fun. I do. Maybe you don't, but like, what are the things that you want to see in your distributors? And before I go on, I'm just going to give you guys like 30 seconds to 1 more minute to just write down at least 10. Honestly, like, when we get off of here, if you want to elaborate on that and write down 50 attributes or 30 or maybe 100, like, what are these things that you want your team to look like? Has everybody gotten at least 10, or do you want another minute? I got a thumbs up from Kelsey. Oh, Amy, you want another second? Okay. We'll wait another. It's fine. We got time. And maybe there's skills too, or maybe it's even a color personality. If you guys know anything about that, where you're just like, I want a big fat team of all reds, just money hungry go-getters. Like that's what I want, you know? Maybe you want more soft spoken yellows, like whatever it is, write them down, get it all in there, everything you want. And now once you have that list, and like I said, you can keep elaborating on that list after we get off of here, but the next step of this is you need to go be those things. You need to be that distributor that has those qualities. And I don't know if you've ever heard this before. I heard it like I went to like church camp back in the day. I don't know, or youth group or whatever. And it was like, write down the qualities you want to see in your husband or whatever. And then it's like, now go be those things. Like you can't want this out of your husband, but then you're like the totally opposite. And not to say that like me and my husband are actually quite opposite, but you guys know where I'm going with this. Like if you want somebody who does this, this, and this, then you should be doing those things too. And it's the same way here. Like if you want your distributors to be hard workers, self-motivators, multipliers, then you need to go be those things. So take a look at those qualities that you wrote down. Like, are you doing those things? You know, like, are those qualities that you see in yourself? And if not, what can you be doing a little bit differently to change your day to day so that you are those things, so that you are rising up? Because when you are those things, you're attracting those types of people. Okay. So that's just a quick little exercise for if you are still needing distributors to be charted for your promotion. I'm looking at you guys and I think it's like, I think it's half and half. Like half of you are already charted and then half of you still need a few distributors. So this, I think it's a good either way, because even if you are charted for your current promotion, nobody on here, I mean, all of us have had one-on-one conversations. Nobody on here is like, I want to go Ruby. And then I'm just like, good. Like I'm going to stop there. Like everybody was like, well, Ruby this month, but next month Emerald. Or some of you were even like, I'm going Ruby, Emerald, and Diamond this month. Like you want bigger, and you know that you're worthy of it. And so even if you are charted for Ruby, you still have some work to do to be charted for those other promotions. So make sure you're looking at those qualities and being those things if you want to attract those types of distributors. So if you are already charted, then maybe what you're missing and what you need to really focus on the next 2 weeks is volume, right? Because that's the second piece of the puzzle is you need distributors and you need volume. And ideally, those distributors are also getting volume. That's the ideal situation. And it's our job to be training those new distributors and working with them one-on-one and doing your best to help them get their first four for their shopping spree, and then go beyond that to really train them what they can be doing every single day. It's the same thing that you do every day and the same thing I do every day, to always be getting new distributors and new loyal customers. So you're training them, and that's helping your volume. But also you need to be getting volume as well. And so one thing that I wanted to say, and I'm certainly not picking on anyone specifically, but my question to you is, are you using the products and are you sharing what they're doing for you? I'm going to call out Kelsey right now because I see her story every morning. I see Amy's too. I see Sammy's. Like, I know you guys are. So like, this isn't specific to anyone, but you have to be a product of the product if you want your business to explode. Like, we can do the posts all day long that are like, I'm looking for 10 product models who want to use hair, skin, and nails and get long, shiny hair by Christmas or whatever, drop an emoji. We can do those all day long, but the posts that are really gonna attract people are the ones of you using the products and talking about what the products are doing for you every single day. So even if you feel like you're just, even if you feel like you're saying the same thing over and over, keep saying it. Talk about what that coffee is doing for you. Talk about the energy that you're getting. Talk about, maybe you haven't lost any weight yet. Talk about the weight that you're going to lose and how confident you are and how all your friends have lost so much weight, or how your friend Shelby has lost 45 pounds, or, find different ways to tell the same story. That goes for the opportunity too, is find different ways to tell your story with the opportunity. But it works with the products as well. Like if the keto coffee and chocolate greens are your jam, then talk about them and just find different ways to talk about them. You don't always have to say the same things. Find a different way to talk about it. Maybe you're sharing my results. Maybe you're sharing your results. Maybe you're sharing a rando's results. Like, just share, and people need to see it over and over. So if they saw, I'm going to pick on you again, Kelsey, if they saw your story yesterday and then today they saw you post your results, and then tomorrow they see you post my results, and then Saturday they see you do your story again or whatever, they're fine. Who knows how long it takes them to finally reach out to you, but they need to have it slammed into their head to finally do that. So never feel like, oh, I talked about this coffee yesterday. Like, let's use Rochelle as an example. She does her coffee story no matter what. Every single morning, doesn't matter. If she's drinking coffee, she's showing the world how she makes it and she's talking about it. And so you'd think that people would just be like, all right, I saw you make your coffee yesterday, like, moving on, swipe. But people are so engaged with it because they want to know about this coffee. They see it working, and they just have to watch it over and over and over until the light bulb finally goes off and they're finally ready. Kelsey nailed it. Consistency is key. You have to be consistent with it. So just make sure that you're using these products. And I'm not going to go over right now all the ways that we can get volume, because that's not what this Zoom is. This isn't necessarily like a quote unquote training. You guys know how to get volume. The only person on here that's like a brand new newbie, I think, I'm like trying to swipe and make sure, but is Jeanette. And she's killing it. Like, she's sharing her screenshots with me every day, and her conversations are great, and she's doing everything that she should be doing. Everybody else, we're a little bit seasoned. We've been in for a couple months or more. And so we know how to get volume. But if you're not getting that volume, then evaluate it. Figure out what you're doing wrong or what you're just straight up not doing, because 9 out of 10, you're probably just not doing it. And Randy just said Denise is my new GT. Thank you, Randy. I was like, who's Denise? But I'm glad she's on. Hey, girl. So Denise, you're new too. So I don't know. I'm not sure how far you are in the training process with Randy, but I'm sure at this point, you know that your first goal is 4 loyal customers, and that's going to get you your $100 shopping spree. And customers are the bread and butter of our business. Like, we can sign distributors all day long. You could be charted for ambassador, but it doesn't matter if you're not signing any loyal customers and if you're not teaching your team to sign any loyal customers. Like, they are legit the bread and butter. Like, we need sales to be successful in this business. And that's why this business pays out like it does, because obviously sales drives a company. And when we're all getting sales, there's more money to be spread out across the board. So LCs are so important. Loyal customers. If you're brand new and you're like, what's an LC? So going back to what I said, if you're not signing loyal customers and you were last month, evaluate what you're doing differently this month, or quite possibly what you're not doing at all. And everyone here is going for a promote. I haven't I've talked to everyone one-on-one here except for Denise. So with her as the exception, everyone on here told me I'm going for this promotion this month. And when you're going for a promotion, you got to put the work in, you guys. So if you've signed one loyal customer, I'm just going to say it, I'm going to be blunt. That's not acceptable. It's not acceptable if you're truly wanting this promotion. So, like I said, evaluate it, figure out what you need to be doing differently. If you're not sure, then ask me, you guys. I'm always here for you, and I want to help you. And I, more than anything, want to see you guys succeed and want to see you guys making these bigger paychecks. So let's figure out what you need to be doing or what you're not doing enough of. We know we have to be messaging. We have to be doing host to post. I've kind of switched it up this month and have doing PDT host to post, and it's gone amazing for me. But that means that my loyal customer count isn't as high. My goal this month was to get 16 loyal customers. I'm like trying to do the math in my head, and I've only gotten 4 so far. So I have some work to do, but I'm not going to say like, okay, we're halfway through the month and I've only gotten 4. So maybe I should just make my goal 8 instead. No, like my goal is 16. Did I say 16? Yeah, 16. My goal is 16. And that is what I'm going to do. Come hell or high water, I'm getting 16 loyal customers, and I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get that. So my focus, especially with that $49 distributor deal, was I was focusing, and if you're in the Ruby push, then you know this, but because I was feeding you guys the same information. But first 2 weeks, very much focusing on getting new distributors. And now these second 2 weeks, I'm going to be working so hard on loyal customers. And I'll tell you, any of the months that I promoted, I was doing way more in terms of messaging and in terms of posting and in terms of stories, like almost to the point where it felt like overload. Like I was sharing the coffee and greens in different ways at least 6 times a day. So like for example, I'd start the day with me with a cup of coffee. Like I saw Amy do this morning with a cup of coffee in her hand, saying like, I can't live a day without my keto coffee. It gives me so much energy. I feel like a better person, a better mom, like whatever you want to say. First little tick, like first little thing. And then maybe like 2 hours later, I'll post a before and after of myself and be like, I've lost 45 pounds in 6 months and I've been able to maintain it since then. Or like, I've lost all my baby weight. Ask me what I'm using, like whatever it is. I'll post a personal picture of myself. And then 2 hours later, I'll do a before and after. And then, you know what I mean? To where like normally I only truthfully post on Facebook like 3 times a day. I kind of try to stick to like the morning, noon, and night routine. And then on Instagram, I only post once a day. But when what am I trying to say? Promotion month, which this is promotion month for all you guys, I'm ramping that up. I'm posting at least 6 times a day, and I'm just it feels like you're blasting people with it, but you're not. People need to see this stuff, and you're going to get all different people that are on at all different times of the day. You're going to get West Coasters, you're going to get East Coasters, you're going to get early birds, you're going to get night owls, you're going to get people who scroll through on their lunch break, you're going to get people who scroll through during their like 10 a.m. like smoke break. Like, I don't know, you're getting all these different people when you post very consistently like this. And I don't suggest you do this all the time, but on promotion month, I do. I wholeheartedly believe that you should post so much that you almost feel like it's overload. Not like back to back every 5 minutes. That's out of control, and that's just a big no. But, do it tastefully every couple of hours, put something up. And another thing, you heard me say, like, I was blasting keto coffee and greens because they personally are my favorite and I've gotten tremendous results with them. I try to stick with like the same little group of products. So this is just my personal experience that I have found to work really well. But by just being very consistent about even the product that I'm posting about, I'm going to get more people coming to me being like, okay, you keep posting about this coffee. I'm finally ready to try it. Whereas if I'm like greens, coffee, collagen, BFF, yada, 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 whatever, hydrate, this, that, people, it's almost like, whoa, I don't even know what you're talking about. And others would disagree because in a way, when you're doing that, you're like hitting different, like groups of people that need different things, right? Like, so if you post about all these different things, like someone who may be totally uninterested in the coffee would see your hydrate post and be like, oh my gosh, I need this. But for me, I found it most beneficial to just stick with a very small group of products that worked really well for me and just blast those out to the world and do it in all different ways. So make sure you're getting your posts out and being super consistent with them. Make sure you're doing your story. Make sure you're doing polls within your story. Do all the things. And I know that sounds so silly, but like when it comes down to promotion month, just, you know what you're supposed to be doing. So now you just need to do it and do a lot of it. So I've talked about 10X before. There's a book by Grant Cardone called The 10X Rule. And it's that same idea where you know what you're supposed to do, but you just have to 10X it. You have to do it 10 times more. And they always say that's the difference between a distributor in the company, like distributor rank, and ambassador, is they're the same. They're exactly the same. We have all the same tools. We have all the same trainings. We have all the same products. We have all the same hours in the day. The only difference is that this ambassador diamond is doing it way, way more than the distributor. So if that's the only key to success, the only thing that's different between Mr. Distributor and Mr. Ambassador, then like, what's holding us back? Like, let's sacrifice a little bit of sleep. Let's sacrifice our favorite show. Let's sacrifice, even if it's just for a little while, making sure we're always on top of the laundry and having our house straight and having this and that. Like, it's okay to make these sacrifices for a short amount of time so that we can have the reward of it forever. You know what I mean? So, I hope that what I'm saying here is speaking to you guys and it's like lighting a little bit of fire and getting you excited. And I hope that I'm not just like pounding things into you, because that's not what this is at all. Like, I'm really excited for you guys. And honestly, I will say that those of you that are on here are the girls that reach out to me every day, are the girls that are when I put a 6 list in one of the chats, I'm getting like some kind of response from. And I need that, you guys. I need that as a leader, to feel not necessarily appreciated, but feel like the stuff that I'm giving to you is actually even being read and taking into a little bit of consideration. So it's not a surprise to me that the people are on here are the people that give me that feedback and are the people that are reaching out to me daily. Hey, Matt, I see you there. Hey. So let me see what else I wrote down here. Oh, this just kind of goes back to what I was talking about, the volume and being a product of the product, but your business truly changes. And I've witnessed this firsthand, and so many top leaders have witnessed this firsthand. Your business truly changes when you start showing people instead of just telling them. And I shared this, I think it was in our weekly team Zoom last week, but I said something along the lines of like, start using social media. I specifically said Facebook. So start using Facebook for what it was meant to be. Facebook was never meant to be for sales and for businesses. And of course they've evolved and they have business pages and sponsored ads and all this stuff now. But like, think back to what Facebook originally was. It was to like share your day, share what you're doing, share pictures. I mean, it was for college kids. You had to have a college email address just to have a Facebook. And, I remember back in the day, like year one, it was basically just like, it would even say like, what's on your mind, right? Like before you typed something in, it was like, what's on your mind? Or you just scroll through your news feed and it would be like where people were at, like Shelby's at Brick House or whatever some stupid bar at USF was, like, I don't know. And or like Shelby's doing this or Shelby's here, or Shelby's there. It would be like a picture of me at a football game or something. Like that's what social media is it's being social. It's sharing what you're doing. So every time you post something, make it a story. Maybe not every time, because I'm not saying never do those posts that are like, I'm looking for 3 people today that yada yada yada. Like those aren't terrible, but like you're going to get more from the ones where you're sharing. You're sharing a piece of you, a part of you, because people always buy you before they buy the products or before they buy the business or join your team. So, start using social media for what it truly is, which is sharing. It's being social. Be social with people. If you were on the weekly team Zoom right before this, you heard, oh, now I can't remember if it was Sydney or Jess that said it, but she was like, I just take the time to make sure that I'm conversing with people and having these conversations and interacting with these people. And like, yeah, we say that all the time. And we know that interacting is part of our like 6 list non-negotiables, but like, are you really doing it? Are you really taking the 10 to 15 minutes to have a conversation with these people and like letting them get to know who you are? Or are you just that like other it works girl that's on their Facebook news feed, you know, that they're just seeing the same thing that they just saw 5 minutes ago when they were scrolling? So just make sure you're taking the time to be you, be unique, have something relevant and new to share with them, not to sell to them. Okay, so the last thing, let me see what time it is. All right, cool. So it's only been about a half hour. So I just have like one more short thing that I want to share with you, and grab that pen and that paper again. And I want you guys to make some written down commitments to yourself. What are you committing to in these next 2 weeks? And this can be anything. Like, are you gonna 10x everything that you do? Are you going to wake up an hour earlier? Are you going to whatever it is, like make that commitment to yourself, because if you look back up at that top of your sheet, you wrote down what your goal is. And the only way that you're going to reach that goal is if you make some true commitments to yourself and honor those commitments and make sure that you're following through on those things that you said you're going to do. And then if you know, and if you're able to put like actual quantifiable, is that a word? Cool, whatever. If you're able to put like actual like numbers down, like, okay, I still need 2 distributors, or I need 1,000 in volume. Maybe like maybe you don't know your actual numbers for this month, but you know you were 1,000 short last month. Use that number, use that 1,000. And then go ahead and divide that by the amount of days that we have left in the month. I think I counted today. I think we have 14 days left. I could be a day off, but if you're 1,000 short, divide that by 14 days. And now you know the exact amount of volume, or, relatively how much volume you need daily. And this isn't necessarily all on you. Let's say you need 300 in volume daily to go Ruby, but you have those 3 other distributors on your team. So if you divide 300 by 4 people, now we're talking, right? Like that's not so bad. That means you need to be pretty much just signing 1 high BV customer, or each of you on your team need to be signing 1 high BV customer every single day, and you'll be Ruby, no problem. So for me, I forget to do this a lot, but it's powerful, like when you divide it up by that and you know what your exact goal is every single day. And if you don't reach your goal that day, then you can roll it over. And I mean, there's two ways to look at it. One, don't go to bed until the goal is reached, like just keep reaching out, keep following up, keep putting up polls, do what you got to do. Or if you didn't reach that goal and you went to bed that night, then now tomorrow you have to get X, Y, and Z in volume, yesterday's and today's. So, maybe your commitment to yourself is you did this little math equation and your commitment is getting that BV every single day before you lay your head down to rest. So that's all I have for you guys. And I hope that you're as pumped as I am, because I'm not going for a promotion this month. This month, I'm focused on you guys. I'm focused on my team. I'm focused on helping my newbies. So everything that I'm working towards this month is all about you guys. And I just want to see all of you. Like I said, I want to see all of you guys succeed. I want to see all of you guys reach your goals this month. So I'm loving the group chats, but don't feel like you can't reach out to me outside of the group chat. I love hearing from you guys. I love helping you. So let's just end these next 2 weeks strong, and let's just commit to reaching the goals that we set forward, because it only goes up from here. So I can't wait on August 1st. First of all, can we just talk about how it's going to be August already? I don't even know how that's a thing, but Sammy, is August Owen's birthday month? Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. So August 5th. Oh my gosh, it's going to be here so soon. But what was I even going to say? Oh, on August 1st, I can't wait to reach out to you guys and congratulate you on reaching these promotions and hear you say what your next goal is. I literally can't wait. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to let you guys jump off and get to work and start working on those goals and those commitments that you wrote down. I love you all. I'm so excited. And let's just kill these last 2 weeks. Okay. Love you guys. Have a great night.